But speaking of radio classics, this has become the last two questions. Of course, you just showed Anthony Cumia, who, of course, did the classic Opie and Anthony show. Sadly, he's now been kicked aside because just a few days ago it was announced that Opie's a new radio partner, and I don't know if you've heard this, and this is for real. Opie and Bubba The Love Sponge.
Is this real?
It's genuinely real, and I don't know if it's a podcast or radio show, but on Opie's latest podcast, Bubba's the Bubba's the guest. Bubba the Love Sponge. It's the idea that the names of Bubba the Love Sponge and Opie.
It's the woman who the guy whose wife fucked Hulk Hogan and the guy who fucked Anthony.
Basically, everybody's fucking Italian men.
Yeah, isn't that the guy though whose wife was banging Hulk?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's very, very strange. But they've announced the show. But I gotta ask, like, with all there's been, of course, another round of Opie versus Anthony on Twitter, and I love it because I love the fact that Anthony's never changing, and he is the way he is, and he's still talking shit about it.
Yeah, he really hasn't let it die, has he?
Anthony's the AC/DC of Twitter wars, where he knows how to make the cake, so why would he change the ingredients?
That's very true. Yeah. It seems well, I would say the one kick did miss roughly in 2015 or 14 on the streets in New York. He may have had a laces out moment.
Yes, in
laces in. Yes, but yeah, he. I think he's genuinely pissed off though, because he was a mega talent on that show, and he was the reason Norton did so great on that show because they played so brilliantly off of each other. And Opie ran the show, and it was something that worked. And the fact that, with the exception of Jim, nobody really went to bat for him. I mean, in my opinion, everybody should have walked off that show until Anthony went back. Now, I'm glad they didn't because I make a lot of money, but it's nice to have friends that'll just sell you out. But it sucks. I mean, I think he genuinely hangs on to that anger because he became a pariah to all these people, and he helped build all these careers. And then all of a sudden he fucks up and everybody turns on him. Yeah, he went on it, he did his show, and then it became political and kind of got labeled as an alt-right thing, which we're trying to get away from. But he was angry at the system, and I don't blame him because he was a guy who made a lot of money for Sirius XM, and they let him go over the fact that somebody was attacking him. He didn't do anything. He was taking pictures of Times Square.
But do you think in a way that Opie has seemingly just given up? Because on his podcast, like, he doesn't... See, one of the things I'll say about Opie is that I never thought that he was a funny guy, but he's a really good interviewer. And he does great interviews with these people in his show. But his last 30, 40 podcasts have just been him recording live streams, and you can hear the wind in the background, and it's basically people just asking him over and over again, when are you going to reunite with Anthony? And it's just getting to the point where it's like I don't know how it's not getting to him.
I think it's tough to say. I think with him, it's not that he's given up, it's that he allows himself the attacks. So he's blocked me on Twitter, which is odd because I've never really, you've watched our show. I've never really said anything that bad about him anyway. And I don't really have an issue because I've never met the man. So I'm just not going to attack a guy who I've never met, but I do understand my co-host position. But with him, I think he lets the hate and attack get to him so much that he focuses way more on that and battling trolls and doing all this shit. Because if you just look at his Twitter feed, it's just him responding. It's like if he spends less time worrying about all the shit that's coming at him, because he really is sensitive to all these insults and everything that he gets, he probably is going to be more successful. I think having Bubba the Love Sponge there, although I don't know him, I mean, it's a it's a name, but it's having a guy there who is known for his wife fucking Hulk Hogan, I guess. I don't, but he's a vocal guy, right? Kind of a shock jock sort of a dude. So that might help even the playing field.
Yeah, the thing about Bubba, and not to sound all woke, is that I don't get how he hasn't been cancelled. Because when you hear some of the stories that he's been, well, frankly, that he's admitted to, where he would say that just say they were having a, just for the sake of the story, it was Jenna Jameson coming up to promote her new DVD or whatever the fuck. That's how up to date my references are. He would say, "Listen,
Tracy Lords,
yeah, if you're coming on the show, you're gonna suck my dick and you're gonna suck all my boys' dicks, and then we'll promote your stuff." So it's like, so this woman is being told to come down to the studio, then told, "Oh yeah, by the way, you've got to swallow 5 loads. Then you can come on the show for a 4-minute plug while we insult you and call you a whore." And then
right, and she's already swallowed 5 loads because she came right from her family reunion.
Yeah, that's why I could see this Opie and Bubba the Love Sponge thing. It's going to last 2-3 episodes, and then maybe Anthony may start getting the tweet of going, "Hey, brother man, you want to go out for a flavored brewski?"
It's possible. There was an open door flavor. Want to go out for a White Claw at the tennis club? Maybe drink some highballs, take some Valiums while our husbands fuck our secretaries. Are you in?
Screwdrivers on me, brother man.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Do you even play tennis? No, I just go for the gossip and the chowder. I think if you're the kind of guy who promoted porn stars by making them suck your cock, it's going to come out against you. I mean, there's really no other way I could phrase that. It's a terrible thing to do. And if he's admitted to it, or it's like, well, Anthony did this, or Anthony's misogynistic, it's like, you hurt a girl.
Yeah.
On air.
Yeah.
Who was trying to promote fucking porno.
Yeah. Like, there's a porn star called Asa Akira, who, of course, I've never heard of, and I don't care what. It's in my Google search history.
No, I've never heard.
She has some pretty dark stories about how she was brought on as what was called the show her.
The show her?
the show her.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah, and that was her role. But she said that the guys didn't seem to understand that wasn't a 24-hour thing, and that they would like text her stuff like saying, "Hey, do you want to come around and suckle my dish or whatever
Right,
these Americans."
Sure, the way we say dish.
Yeah. And I
but it's supposed to be dish. We like take a top. It's great. It's a whole thing. So we put it on a silver platter.
Fancy man. But yeah, I just think that best of luck
country.
to Opie, but I think this is just going to be the next low for him.
Yeah, it's going to be weird because I'm sure part of this has got to be because he thinks Bubba's vocal enough to go at Anthony. And right there is just going to be a swing and a miss. And then you also have people that are fans of O and A that will never let it die. So they will dig up all the things that he's ever said and done. But they have to make the podcast big before you can take it down, though. So I don't know. It's tough to say.
Mm.